I live here in Cincinnati, and obviously I watched the game with family and friends who are Bengal fans, and it was a lot of conversations about the officiating in the AFC Championship game. And honestly, I didn't like the officiating either. I didn't like the intentional grounding penalty on Joe Burrow. I did see Sam Pirine in the vicinity. That last penalty that was called on the side, that late hit on Mahomes was the correct penalty. And then earlier, I didn't like the replay on third down as well. They ran the play. The Bengals had stopped the Chiefs, and then they ran another third down play. And I said earlier on the show, hell, it's hard to stop Patrick Mahomes on 3 downs. Like, that's hard within itself. What was your thoughts on the officiating in the game?
Let's be perfectly honest. A fan's judgment of the officiating also depends on the outcome. Of course, the losing team is going to be more critical of the officiating than the winning team. But even the Kansas City fans believe that the officiating was mediocre, but not great. Yeah. I will say on the third down do-over, that controversial third down do-over play, the NFL got it right. But here's the thing that a lot of people aren't thinking about. All right, because it didn't happen this way, what would have happened if that official that was running in from the secondary, waving off the play and blowing his whistle, what if whoever was covering Marcus Valdes-Scantling at the time gave up on the play because he thought the play was over, and Scantling goes for a 65-yard touchdown through the air from Patrick Mahomes because he's in busted coverage. Yeah. I guaranteed the Cincinnati fans at that point would be screaming about, hey, wait a second, half our defense stop playing.
Absolutely.
So at that point, you have no choice but to stop the play, reset, start it over. If you even think one player heard a whistle and stopped, you've given the other team an unfair advantage. So really, stopping the play is the prudent thing to do. Now, mind you, the very next play, Mahomes got sacked. And if it weren't for a defensive holding penalty in the backfield, they would have been off the field. As far as the hit out of bounds to Patrick Mahomes, I mean, look, it's the rule. Even Osai said afterwards, it was on him. Yeah. He lost track of where he was. He was in pursuit mode, and he put his hands on Patrick Mahomes and shoved him. Yeah. And there's the reason why those penalties are there. What if he would have hurt Patrick Mahomes? We would be going into this Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts versus Chad Henne. Yeah. So, I mean, that's why these penalties are in place. It sucks that it was the deciding penalty to move them into field goal position. But at the same time, hey, look, Cincinnati, Joe Burrow threw 2 interceptions. Yeah. He goes down and scores anything on either of those. And one of them was definitely looked like a scoring drive, but he does anything on either of those. And we're not even talking about this.
That's why I was going next. Not to cut you off. That's why I was going next.
Sure.
The Bengals didn't lose this game because of bad officiating. The Bengals lost this game because Mahomes outplayed Burrow, because Patrick Mahomes, no Juju Smith-Schuster, no Kadarius Toney, no Mecole Hardman, and Joe Burrow had Jamar Chase. He had T. Higgins. He had Hayden Hurst. Yes, it was some bad officiating calls, but the reason why the Bengals lost the game was because Mahomes outplayed Burrow finally, because in their first 3 matchups, Burrow did outplay Mahomes. On Sunday, Mahomes outplayed Joe Burrow, and that was the difference in the game.
It really was. And something to think about, too. The Chiefs actually had more points on the board. There were two touchdowns, or no, 1 touchdown and 1 interception that were taken away due to penalties. Yeah. So the Chiefs had gripes on penalties, too. Yeah. Honestly, every flag that I saw thrown was legit. Were there a few missed calls? Yeah. John Madden one time said there's holding on every play. Yeah. Look, it's whether you get caught or not. That happens sometimes. Yeah. But the Chiefs won. They now have the monkey of not beating the Bengals off of their back, and they're ready to go into what I think is going to be one of the best Super Bowls we've seen in a long time.